All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, Deal Hill Fulfilled community. Welcome. Good morning to everyone that is tuning in. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Um, Man, first of all, I want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of the community. Do me a favor, really quick. Hit that invite button and invite 10 of your suggested friends. These are the friends that Facebook has already vetted and believe that they will be a great asset to this community and that they will gain value from this community. So make sure you hit that invite button, invite a couple of your suggested friends. Number one. Number two, also invite some people who you think would be a great fit for this community as well. Because it is our community, I want all of us to grow together and go together, right, to the next levels of our lives. So make sure you guys hit that invite button, invite someone. Let me do this real quick because this is bothering me. I'm trying to get my thing set up right, and my camera just bothering me this morning. Um, but yes, so also once you guys, those who have been invited, those who have joined, all of our new members, make sure that you guys fill out the form in the featured section. Fill out the form that's for the new members to get you a free gift as being a new member. Fill out that form. I want to send you a free gift for joining. Also, current members, make sure you guys fill out the form too, so you can get your free gift and also some extra information that I think will be valuable to you guys. So make sure you're filling out that form. It's either in the featured section where it says get your free gift, or there's a post that comes out every time we have a couple new members. I post and it says welcome to all of our new members. The link is also in that post, so you can click the link there as well in order to fill out the form to get your free gift and valuable information from me. Also, make sure that you guys are signing up for the Meet the Community interviews, which is the interviews where we introduce you to the rest of the community, because I know how awesome you are, but everyone else don't know how awesome you are because they don't know that you're here. So sign up for the Meet the Community interviews so I can interview you, introduce you to the rest of the community. You can let us know what you're doing and how we can support you. So make sure you sign up for that. I'm excited for, we have a couple signed up for next week, getting started. A couple people already signed up. Some amazing people that I think you guys are going to love. So make sure that you guys sign up for that, right? Make sure you're signing up for your Meet the Community interviews. So that being said, make sure you also just do some looking around inside of the community. We got our books. Also, I'm gonna add some more books today, but we have our books to grow on tab, guide tab, where you can find out more about the different books that we have. Some books are even written by our community members, but that's all there in that section, so you guys will find it there. So make sure that you're checking it out. So I'm gonna jump right in it today, man, because yesterday was awesome. I don't know if you guys were here yesterday for yesterday's talk, but I believe it was awesome, right? But today is probably going to be no less awesome as well. So I'm in this space now, right? And I want to talk to us. I want to challenge us a little bit, because I'm in this space where I'm feeling really good about my life right now. Is my life perfect? Definitely not. There's everything going the way that I wanted to. Not exactly, but I'm in this space. So those of you who've been following me in the community, or even on my personal page, know that one of the things that I did coming into the end of last year, I've always been a walker, right? I always like to walk. I generally walk every day. I haven't been necessarily walking the last couple of days here in Chicago because it's super cold. So I just was like, no. But generally, even in the cold, even in the winter, when there's snow outside and it's not as cold as it is now, I walk. I go outside. I go for a walk. An hour walk, whatever the time, or whether it's time or distance. I just like to walk. And so one of the things that I realized outside of me liking to walk, I also like nature, right? I like being outside and kind of in the woods a little bit to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city life, right? And so last year, coming into toward the end of last year, I started hiking. I did my first hike, right? And I did my first hike and I really enjoyed it, and did a couple more hikes after that. And we did a New Year's hike, which was really exciting because we probably had almost 100 people show up for this New Year's Day hike. And we all hiked together on the first day of the year. But what I realized doing that is that I really enjoyed hiking. I really enjoyed it. I started a little group because originally it was like, originally it was like 7 of us. So we started like this little messenger group, my first hike circle. And it was like, like I said, maybe about 7 of us. Since that time, I think now we're at like 130 people or something that's to join this little group that we have that we go hiking together. And so shout out to all of you guys who are a part of my hiking circle. Some of you guys are in the community, so shout out to you guys. But I realized that I really enjoyed hiking. Right, like, man, I really enjoyed it, and so I started to kind of think about my life, and the question that I asked myself was, what would it be like to enjoy every part of your life? Like, to really sit down and be like, you know what, this area of my life I really enjoy. This area of my life I really enjoy, and just start to, really dive deeper into the different areas of your life and create an environment in every area of your life that you really enjoyed, and overall creating a life that you love, right? And so I realized that, or I was asking myself that question, like, man, I enjoyed this so much. What would it really be like if I enjoyed my entire life? And so I started to kind of do a deep dive into the different areas of my life, and started to figure out, okay, what do I love? And how can I take this area of my life and turn it into something that I love, right? And so I just want us to walk through it real quickly. You guys kind of walk through it with me in these different areas, right? So we can start with family, because family, of course, is very big to me. Family and community, right? And I'll put those together. So those who know, again, I love community, and it's I think it's just by happenstance, right? Just because I just come from a big family. My grandmother was the baby of a family of 12 siblings, and then she had 10 kids of her own. My mom was one of those 10, and then my mom had 9. Right, my mom had 9 kids. I'm one of 9 siblings, and so just a big family, coming from a big family. So community, family and community has always been big to me. Those who know me, again, I started this community. I'm a part of a speakers community. I'm part of a hiking community. I'm a part of a podcasting community. So I just love community. I love people coming together, like-minded, and just enjoying each other's company. And so when we talk about family, and our friends, we can put them in the same boat. Start looking at, okay, how can I structure my life around my family and friends where I really enjoy being with them, and take out as much negativity as I can. And so start looking into those spaces and looking at those relationships, and realizing what changes I needed to make. And so I want you guys to think about that too. In your family, in your friend circle, what are some of the changes What are some of the boundaries that you may have to put up? Who are some of the people you may have to let go to create an environment around your family and friends that you love. And recently I came across Mel Robbins. Not my first time coming across her, but I was in a meeting, should I say, and we were talking about procrastination, and what was brought to my attention was her 5-second rule, which is basically says you got 5 seconds. Once a thought comes to your mind, you got 5 seconds to put it into action before your mind starts talking, your subconscious start talking you out of it. And so I was talking about me, getting up earlier in the morning to get my day started. Of course, we're here at 9 o'clock every morning, or should I say every weekday, but my goal is to get up early, like 6 o'clock, but usually it don't work. You know what I mean? Like I wake up, the alarm clock goes off, but it's like time to get out the bed at 6 o'clock. And I'm kind of like, let me hit that snooze button one more time. And what was shared with me was Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. What she said was you got 5 seconds to get into action before your mind starts talking you out of it. And so she talked about the snooze button, like when the alarm goes off and that you're kind of feeling like you don't want to get up, start counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you get to the 1, just jump into action. Just get up out of that bed. And once you get up and actually start moving, then you already have the momentum to follow it through. So that was what I was in that particular meeting. That's where I came across her. One of her teachings. And so I started kind of looking into her. Like I said, I was familiar with her, but she has a new project that she's just brought out, a book that I want to say just released. Maybe I'm just getting wind of it, but I know it's currently familiar or currently new. I don't know how new it is. Maybe within the last couple months, this new book came out called Let Them, right? And she talks about let them. And the premise of the book is to let people be who they are, right? To let people be who they are and love them for who they are. Instead of trying to change them, instead of getting upset with them for some of the things that they do, instead of getting upset with them for some of the things that they say, just allow them to be themselves, right? So just allow them, let them be themselves and love them for who they are, right? And then the other part of that is let you, right? So let them be who they are, and then allow yourself to be who you are, right? And allow yourself to adjust in whatever ways that you need to adjust to make sure you're okay. And so a lot of times when we talk about family, definitely family, but family and friends, sometimes they do things that we don't like. They do things we don't care about. And we want to change it. And it's like, why are you doing that? You should be doing it this way. But one of her things is to let them be who they are, express themselves however they feel to express themselves. But you do the same for yourself, right? And don't allow outside influences, whether it be family, friends, experiences, environment, whatever, but don't let outside influences change who you are on the inside. Right. So hold on to your peace, hold on to your, happiness, hold on to your joy, and don't let something else outside of you control how you feel. Right. And to control your state of being. So when we talk about, again, family and friends is what we're talking about now. When we talk about family and friends, what does that look like when you start to do that? What does that look like when you, just let that crazy cousin be that crazy cousin? And when you let that, sister or brother just be themselves, right? And just love them from who they are. And then again, we start talking about boundaries. If need be, maybe you might have to love them from a distance. Maybe you can't be around them, that long. I had a young lady that I was talking to who always, her and one of her family members always get into it. Like when they're not around each other, they kind of miss each other. It's like, yeah, let's get together. But whenever they get together, they will always get into an argument, right? And so what I told her was, I said, well, take in consideration these moments where you guys have gotten together, where you've had these arguments. How much time from the moment that the engagement start, and to the moment where you guys get into an argument, generally how much time has passed in between that, right? And so she's like, well, usually within, like 15 minutes, of us being around each other, we get into an argument. And so I said, well, that means you need to be leaving by 5 minutes. I mean, by 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's like, if you know that within 15 minutes, you're going to get into an argument, you're going to get into a fight, then you need to be removing yourself within 10 minutes while everything is still cool, right? So while you guys are still loving on each other, still enjoying each other's company, when you get to 10 minutes, that's your boundary. When you get to 10 minutes, all right, let me go check on the soup, or whatever it is that you need to do to remove yourself from that person's from that person's area, in order to give you guys that break in between. So maybe when you come back, that 10 minutes starts over again, and you guys be able to hang out again and be involved with each other again. But when you see it starting close to that 15-minute mark, which is when, of course, you guys get into it, then, hey, let me go to the bathroom. Whatever excuse you have to use in order to remove yourself, just to give you guys that reset, right? Because you don't want to continually to get into arguments. You don't want to continue to be some kind of beef with you guys. So you have to set the precedent. You have to set the boundaries. And so we're talking about family and friends and building that life that you love, right? In this area of family and friends. So number one, let them be who they are and love them, who they are. Love them from a distance if necessary. And if you do decide to love them up close, put boundaries in place to protect your peace and to protect your relationship if that's needed, right? So that's in the family area, right? And so one of the other things that's also very important to me is my church family, right? My relationship with God. And last year, and it's crazy with this whole TikTok thing that just took place when TikTok wasn't, available to be in America or whatever. It had got shut down, but now it's back, right? And that was kind of I don't really care for TikTok like that. I am on it, but it's like, yeah, whatever. But it meant something to me because that's how I found my church that I'm a member of now. I was on TikTok just scrolling one day, and I came across this guy, and he's talking about an incident that happened with him and his son, right? And it's kind of a father-son moment. And he's talking about this incident with his son, and then I'm listening to it. It's an interesting story. But when it got to the end of the story, he switched it and said, in comparison to, this father and son moment that he was having with his son, that's how God does us, right? He's our father, we're his child, and he fathers us the same way. And I was just like, oh, okay. I didn't see that coming. He was sharing the story that just took a switch and related it to our relationship with God the Father. And I'm like, wow, okay. I liked that. I liked the switch. I didn't see it coming. Great analogy, and as being a preacher, minister myself, I definitely can love a story that connects, right? That connects the principle. And so I was like, well, let me go hit this guy's page and check him out. So I hit the page, and Pastor Sam, I don't want to mess up his last name. I want to say it's Hamstra, Pastor Sam Hamstra. He is the pastor of Anthem Church in Hammond, Indiana, which was which also was part of it, because when I went to his page, and I'm like, oh, he's a pastor. And I was like, well, where's his church? And I looked up his church, and his church is literally maybe 10 minutes from my house, right? 10 minutes down the street. And I'm like, oh, this is not a coincidence. And so I went to the church and started attending service there, and then I started serving there as well as part of the production team. So shout out to my Anthem Church. We are growing, definitely a growing ministry. We actually finna open up our second location in Maryville, Indiana. So we got the Hammond, Indiana location, which we have, and we're fin to start a building project. We're building a new sanctuary at that same location where the Hammond location is. But we're also in the spring are opening up our second location in Maryville, Indiana. So shout out to Anthem Church. But again, I was talking about different areas of your life where you want to add value or where you want to adjust, so that is in every area of your life you are building a life that you love, right? And so again, I came across Anthem Church, or should I say, I came across Pastor Sam on TikTok, which is crazy. I found out that the church was literally right down the street from my house. Went down to the church, started, attending there. Definitely love the environment. It's a multicultural church, right? We have people from all ages and all races that's there. We even have a completely, should I say, a Hispanic service, right? It's all in Spanish, right? For our Hispanic community that comes, that just speaks Spanish. So we have a whole service that's in Spanish. Anyway, but I really enjoyed being a part of the church. I really enjoyed serving. I joined the production team to run the cameras, which kind of helps me as I help them, being in this space of podcasting, being in the space of, learning how the ins and outs of production, video and audio production. It helps me to serve while also helping, the body of Christ, and helping the church itself when I serve, because I get more experience with using the cameras and learning the behind the scenes stuff, which benefits me and benefits the church. But all being said, I started to really love this church and love to serve in this church. And so that's in my, I got my leisure, right? My leisure is my hiking, which I love. So when I haven't been able to do, I've been missing all the good hikes they've been doing in our group, because they still been active. Even in the cold, they've been going out, and I just haven't been able to. So, but I got my hiking and my leisure. I have my family and my friends, which I've built built the relationship that I love with them. With my church, I build a relationship that I'm continually falling in love with, even as I grow more spiritually there, and even as we expand as a church. And lastly, I'll talk about my work, right? So when I was younger, I wanted to be a bricklayer, right? I already knew what I wanted to be. I kind of had, grew up building things, working on things. And so I knew I wanted to do some kind of work with my hands. And then as I grew, that kind of got more definitive in what I wanted to do. Is okay, I want to work with my hands. I want to work in construction, and then as I began to look into the different trades and fields inside the construction industry, I landed on bricklayer. I'm like, all right, that's what I want to do. And so now fast forward, 20 something years, I've been a bricklayer for the last 20 something years. But in this season of my life, I came to a place where with the 20 some years as a bricklayer that I've been doing, definitely is construction industry takes a toll on your body. And so I can already feel different things with my hands and shoulders and things of that nature, where it's like, all right, it's starting to get a little bit of wear and tear after 20 something years. So I'm like, all right, I love, as much as I love it, I know I don't want to keep doing it full time, because it's going to keep tearing my body down as I get older. So I want to be able to do something else and do this, whenever I feel like it, when I desire to get back at it, help build a church or help build a school or something like that, or help, work on some furnaces inside the steel mills, which is what I do mostly. And, do a job here and there, and then, leave it alone for a while and let my body recuperate. And so that being said, it was like, okay, well, what else can I do? What else do I want to do with my life in the area of working that I can love it? Because I do love my job as a bricklayer. I do love, I knew what I wanted to do when I was in 8th grade, and I've been blessed enough to be able to live that out for the last 20 something years, and so getting to this point, it's like, okay, what do I want to do with the rest of my life, as far as work wise? And so really started looking into the things that I've been able to do over the last couple of years, and including the podcasting, including this community, growing this community, including just, writing, things of that nature. And I was like, you know what, that's what I want to do. I want to spend the rest of my life, talking to people, going to do speeches at schools, organizations, leading some workshops, doing the podcast, being on podcasts. That's what I want to do. And so I've been building this community, or building this business of communication, should I say, building this business of, podcasting, speaking, writing, all of these things to create this work life that I love, right? And so when we put all of those together, we got the leisure, we got the family, we got the church, and then we got the work. All of those together is building this life that I'm working on now for myself that I really love, right? So I'm living the life that I love in every aspect, right? At every turn is like, everywhere I go, when I wake up, I'm happy, right? I'm happy in the space that I am. I have joy in the space that I am, because I really am enjoying every aspect of my life, like every part of it, work, play, church, everything, family, friends, community, being around you guys, being able to have conversations with you guys, and growing this community. And I'm really enjoying my life, right? And so I want you guys to take into consideration those same things. Like, what do I need to do, or what do you need to do in order to build the life that you love? And just break it down into each area. What changes do I need to make? What new hobbies do I need to find that I really enjoy? Do I want to start going on walks? Do I want to join a bike club or a cycle club? Whatever that is, whatever that thing is. Do I want to join a motorcycle club, right? I was really big into motorcycles at one time, and I used to ride. I haven't ridden the motorcycle in years, but during that time period, a certain time period of my life, I was really into motorcycles and thought about joining a motorcycle club, and I almost joined, one or two, and just didn't. But if that's where you are, that's something that you enjoy, riding motorcycles, join a motorcycle club, and then that will be your leisure, learning, building that thing that you love inside your leisure. And of course, your place of worship. Make sure that you love it. Make sure that you serve. Make sure that you're getting fed, in your worship, so that you enjoy being there. Just every area of your life, like, take the time to really look at it, through your lens, and figure out, what changes do I have to make? What things do I have to add? What things do I have to take away in order to build this life that I love in all these different areas? And so once you start fixing each piece of the puzzle, when you put it all together, then it creates a life that you are grateful for. We talked about being grateful yesterday. It creates a life that you are grateful for. It creates this life that you find amazing, that excuse me. It creates this life that you can't wait to get started, right? So when you go to bed at night, when you go to bed at night, you're just like, man, what can I do? You're almost jumping at the bit, you want to go to sleep so you can wake up, right? Because that next day, you're just really ready to get into it, right? Hey, Natasha, how you doing? I actually used to ride a Honda. My first motorcycle was a Honda. It was my uncle's motorcycle. He gave it to me. It was a Honda something. I can't think of the name of it, but it was a Honda. My first motorcycle that I bought myself was a Honda Shadow. And yes, I really love the Honda. So shout out to your dad. Like I said, yeah, it's been a while since I've been on a motorcycle, but just finding those things that you love, right? And building your life around it, building your life around the family, building your life around your church, building your life around, all of these different areas that you love, and taking part of that, you know. And so that's pretty pretty much my rant for today. Um, but I really want you guys to think about it because I've again I found myself in this space that I'm really enjoying the life that I'm living right now. I'm really enjoying the life that I'm creating in this moment. You know, with you know my family, with my daughter being here with me, enjoying our time together, and even looking toward the future of more things that we can do together as she's becoming a young lady, and soon will be back on her own. You know, she's not going to stay with me forever. So I'm like, I got to take advantage of this time where she's with me, because she's already talking about, you know, getting ready to move out on our own and do our own thing. So being able to just, all right, take advantage of this time that we have. But again, just building my life, enjoying my life in every area, and realizing, you know what, I'm loving this life that I'm living at this time. You know, so that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to love your life as well. So take the time to break it down and look at it in all the different areas that make up your life, and what can you adjust, what can you change, what can you add, what can you take away in these specific areas that'll make you love your life in that area. And again, once we put all these puzzle pieces together, and we will realize that we begin to build a life that we love. All right. So again, that is my rant for today. I really enjoyed you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Deal to Heal community. Before we leave, do me a favor, hit that invite button and invite your suggested friends. Again, Facebook will probably give you about 10 of them off the bat. Hit those 10, send them an invitation. And anyone who you think would benefit from being a part of this community and will also be a value to the community as a whole, invite them. Tell them to come on out to be a part of it. Also, make sure you guys sign up for your Meet the Community interviews so that we can introduce you to the rest of our amazing community, because you are amazing as well. But the community don't know because they don't know that you are here. Sign up for your interview so that you can be introduced to the rest of the community. And so that being said, again, thank you guys once again for tuning in this morning to the Deal to Heal Fulfill community. Until next time, you guys be blessed. I'll talk to you guys later.